Malala Yousafzai was the person who took a stand in history. In 2009, when the Taliban, a terrorist group, threatened Swat Valley, Malala's hometown, they killed, harmed, and threatened the people of Swat Valley. When they threatened to take away women's right to education, Malala decided to take a stand against them. She posted blogs on BBC anonymously under the name of Gul Mackay, and she gave speeches to the public, and she will do anything to get back her rights to education. This is important as it shows how that someone, even though they may be in extremely difficult times, can make a big difference. We can see that Malala Yousafzai took a stand in history as she stood firm to her beliefs, even in a difficult and dangerous situation, and because of this, she allowed other girls around the world to have the right to a full education, and she also taught others to stand up to injustice no matter what their age is.
Malala was born on July 12, 1997, in Swat Valley, Pakistan. When she was growing up, her dad founded an all-girls school in her town, and she attended there. When she was 10, she was one of the smartest kids in her class. During that year, though, a group of radicals called the Taliban took over the government in her town. The Taliban frowned on girls' education and freedom, so they shut down girls' schools and bombed them to make others fear them and obey them. Malala's family, however, did not succumb to the fear from the Taliban, and they protested against them. Malala, for example, would send accounts of her life to a BBC representative, and he would blog using a fake name, Gul Mackay, about what was happening in Pakistan to America and other countries, because they had no idea this was happening. Malala's father also protested in a different way. He kept the school open and still had girls come to school and learn. But less and less people felt safe about letting their kids outside, so less and less girls came each day. Later they were forced to leave their home and travel because the Taliban were hunting them, and it was not safe in Swat Valley anymore. Eventually they came back home, though, and Malala continued to go to school and speak out. One day, when Malala was on her way home from school, on a small truck they used as a bus, a member of the Taliban jumped onto the truck and asked which one was Malala. No one spoke, but they all looked in Malala's direction, and the man shot. 2 bullets hit Malala's friends, while the other one hit Malala's head, tearing through the skin along the side of her head and into her shoulder, only millimeters away from hitting her brain. After being taken to the best doctor in Pakistan, they were told they couldn't completely heal her, so they treated her enough that she would be able to survive to get to Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Bellingham for special surgery. She received many letters from people asking her if she was okay and telling her to get well soon. It was very unlikely that she would survive the surgery and be the same Malala again, but miraculously she survived and slowly, after months, recuperated and got better. After she was shot, she continued to protest against the Taliban. She stood up and shared her story with others. When she woke up from her coma and eventually recovered, she started talking to the media again. Her father was always with her every step of the way, helping her when she needed it. She traveled to other countries and taught kids in countries where they did not have a good education and gave them school supplies so they could go to school. She has met with countless world leaders and celebrities discussing the matter of girls' rights, and has spoke to the public as well about this. She has helped Syrian refugees gain a better education by helping them put up schools and get more teachers. She spoke to the United Nations General Assembly about the right of a girl's education, and told them to take action, and told them what they were doing wrong. When 200 girls were captured in Nigeria, Malala was very passionate about this. The president of Nigeria, though, did not do much to help. So Malala talked to him and convinced him to do something about it. So he sent a rescue party to help the missing girls. Malala did many things to help girls' education, and in 2013 she was recognized for this. She was nominated at the age of 16 for the Nobel Peace Prize, but lost. A year later, though, she was nominated again and won. She is the youngest person to win the Nobel Peace Prize ever. Ever since she survived the bullet, the Taliban has sent death threats at her, saying if she ever goes back to Pakistan, they would kill her. So she can't even go back to her own country, her home. She has also created an organization called the Malala Fund. You can donate online today at malala.org to help Malala give kids a better education.
Malala influenced the world in many phenomenal ways to help everyone. One of the impacts of Malala's efforts were keeping the right to education and other rights for girls after the Taliban took them away. Malala spoke out in speeches, attacked the Taliban through secretly blogging, and protested against the Taliban and saying how dare they take the rights to education, and that the Taliban were evil to take away people's right to live freely. Her efforts were successful as she encouraged many people to be strong and fight against the Taliban, the terrorist group that restricted women's right to education and caused fear and terror to spread within Swat Valley. The people were encouraged to take action from Malala's speeches and actions and decided to fight against the Taliban. This showed all the people that they should take a stand and make a difference to help fight injustice in the future. She showed to the public that they should also take a stand and be strong, which they still are today. She also showed that the girls too should have the same right as men in things like education. Malala created peace and ended all chaos and fear from the Taliban. Malala also created the Malala Fund, which aimed for a long-term goal of supporting women's right to education and help women go to school. Through donations and help from volunteers, the Malala Fund has supported girls' education and created many schools for girls, as they believe that all girls should have the right to education like Malala did. So far, it has been a short-term impact on society, but it aims to be a long-term one. Malala also has shown the whole world that there is no age limit to stand against injustice. At the very young age of 17, Malala was the youngest person to ever accept the Nobel Peace Prize, and has shown that no matter what your age is, you can make a difference and fight against injustice. Malala also created the Malala Petition, which aimed for the United Nations, the UN, to commit to the Millennium Development Goal 2, which promises that all children, boys and girls, should have the right to a complete primary schooling. She has collected 3 million signatures for the petition and prompted Pakistan to pass a right to education bill. So Malala Yousafzai took a stance in history, as even though she was potentially risking being killed or harmed, she spoke out against the Taliban to change the world and get rid of the restrictions and oppressions caused by them. She showed that despite age, gender, or nationality, that anyone can take a stand and fight for what they think is right. Malala has also shown that through hardships, threats, and danger, that anyone, even you, can fight against injustice. Therefore, we would like you to think about what you believe in and look at what you can help to bring justice into the world.